जय गुरुदेव। हम सभी की लाइफ में चैलेंजेस आते रहते हैं, पर जब हम चैलेंजेस को पर्सनली लेते हैं तो हम खुद की हेल्प कर रहे होते हैं। और कभी कभी जब हम इन चैलेंजेस को पर्सनली लेते हुए भी समाज की हेल्प कर देते हैं। ऐसा ही एक एग्जाम्पल है मैरी वॉलस्टोनक्राफ्ट का, जो 18th सेंचुरी में रही थी। जब हमारी लाइफ में चैलेंजेस आते हैं ना, तो हम रुक जाते हैं, डर जाते हैं या एक्शन लेने में हेजिटेशन होती है। पर पॉलिटिकल साइंस को पढ़ने का ये एक बड़ा ही मज़ेदार तरीका है कि हम ना सिर्फ केवल पॉलिटी को समझ रहे हैं, हम एक लिविंग एक्सपीरियंस को समझ रहे हैं। क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल साइंस जो बनी है वो कंट्रीब्यूशन है लोगों का, उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, और वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग उनके लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस से डिराइव है। तो जब हम उन एक्सपीरियंसेस को जीते हैं अपनी लाइफ में, तब हमें उनकी और हमारी लाइफ में ज़्यादा डिफरेंसेस तो नहीं मिलते, पर कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो डिफरेंस क्रिएट करती है। तो जब भी हमें आगे लगे कि चीज़ें मुश्किल हो रही है, तो जब हम इनको पढ़ते हैं तो आगे का इंस्पिरेशन मिलती है कि हम ये कर सकते हैं तो हम भी कर सकते हैं। तो मैरी वॉलस्टोनक्राफ्ट की लाइफ में भी जैसे हम सब की लाइफ में चैलेंजेस आते हैं, वैसे उनके में भी आए थे, और बहुत कम भी नहीं थे कि नॉर्मल चैलेंजेस थे। तो उन चैलेंजेस को उन्होंने फेस किया और डटी रही अपनी लाइफ के एंड तक। हर स्टेप पे उन्होंने आगे देखा, आगे मूव करती गई। तो इसी तरह से हम उसको डिटेल में जानने के लिए थोड़ा रीडिंग करते हैं, और रीडिंग कुछ उनकी लाइफ के पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस शुरू होगी कि उनका जो बैकग्राउंड था वो कहाँ से आती थी, कहाँ रहती थी, कौन सा एरा था, तो ये सब चीज़ें। और इसको एक फ़िल्म स्टोरी की तरह समझें, और उससे भी बेटर कि हम इसको अपने लेवल पे लेके समझें कि अगर ये चीज़ हमारे साथ हुई होती तो हमने किस तरह से एक्शन लिया होता, तब हम चीज़ों को ज़्यादा अच्छे से कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे। सो लेट्स बिगिन। मैरी वॉलस्टोनक्राफ्ट 1759 to 1797 was an English writer, philosopher, intellectual, passionate advocate of women's rights and educational and social equality for women. She was also a moral and political theorist. Her advocacy of women's equality and critiques of conventional femininity became increasingly important. Today, she is regarded as one of the founding feminist philosophers, and feminists often mention both her life and work as important influences. Wollstonecraft is often regarded by many as the mother of feminism. Before understanding her views of arguments regarding rights of women, it is necessary to know briefly her life, writings, and thoughts. Her life. Mary Wollstonecraft, married name Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, was born on 27th April 1759 in Spitalfields, London. Her father, Edward John Wollstonecraft, the son of a weaver, and mother Elizabeth Dickinson Wollstonecraft, who was Irish, were married in 1756. Mary Wollstonecraft was the second of 7 children. In her brief, unconventional life, Wollstonecraft's road to acclaim was far from smooth. Right from her childhood, she faced many difficulties. For example, she suffered a pre-patetic childhood following an increasingly impoverished and drunken father. Her father was violent at home. She was disgusted with her father's brutality, and she was fueled by indignation at the inequality of treatment of herself and the eldest son. As a child, The first place Wollstonecraft would face discrimination was at home. Her brother Edward Nade received extensive formal education and became a lawyer. He had also inherited directly from his grandfather a substantial part of the latter's legacy. Wollstonecraft's sisters and she were only afforded day schools for a few years. Wollstonecraft left home to follow the few occupations open to a lady as companion, school teacher, and governess. She received a great opportunity when she was employed as a translator and a reader, and later as reviewer and editorial assistant for the radical publisher Joseph Johnson for his monthly progressive periodical Analytical Review in London. Due to Johnson's circle of progressive writers and artists, she met such thinkers as Thomas Paine, Thomas Holcroft, Henry Fuseli, Joel Barlow, Horne Tooke, William Blake, and Anna Letitia Barbodel. Within a short time, she wrote both A Vindication of Rights of Men, 1790, and A Vindication of the Rights of Women, 1792. Over the next years, she struggled with the problems of trying to be an independent woman despite a conditioning independence. In France, she entered an ultimately unhappy relationship with an American businessman and diplomat, Gilbert Imlay, by whom she had a daughter. In the last year of her life, she married a philosopher, William Godwin, one of the forefathers of the architect movement, in 1797. She died on 10th September 1797 following childbirth of her second daughter. She was only 38. Her second daughter, Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, later became an English novelist who achieved much fame and wrote Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus 1818. The life of Wollstonecraft has been subject of several biographies after her death. Her husband, William Godwin, published memoirs of the author of A Vindication of Rights of Women, 1798, which is considered as Mary Wollstonecraft's first biography. However, this book became a subject of controversy because William Godwin, in his book, revealed much about Wollstonecraft's private life that had previously not been known to the public. Her illegitimate child, her love affairs, and her attempts at suicide. In 1929, a renowned English writer, Virginia Woolf, described Wollstonecraft and her writings, arguments, and experiments in living as immortal. She remarked about Wollstonecraft, she is alive and active. She argues and experiments. He hear her voice and trace her influence even now among the living. American crusaders for equal rights like Margaret Fuller, Lucretia Mott, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton were all inspired by Wollstonecraft's A Vindication of Rights of Women. Keep learning. Do your best. Leave the rest.